the sort of stuff you're not gonna learn by playing. You're not gonna just learn by putting in hands, right? And then that's also something you can learn through doing like video courses. But it's so fast to immediately get put in the tough spot. Actually see what you do by making the choice. Yes, I understand. I just said do. But see what you actually choose to do and then correct it immediately. I think it's helpful, man. So let's start today's daily quiz. We have got sixes. We raise under the gun and a 3-bet to 9 blinds. And we're 60 blinds deep. I'm calling. What are you guys doing? I'm calling. This is Raise Your Edge paired. Yes, so this isn't Raise Your Edge, the video training courses, but this is Raise Your Edge paired, which is like a quizzing course. I'm calling. Yes, we are supposed to call. And it'll show you, you can go review range here. We'll actually see what mathematically, in theory, we should be doing. And we're folding this. We're calling this. Interesting, we actually fold 5s and 4s half the time because I know that I'm always calling these hands. So like I've got a slight gap there. And we are jamming a little bit, but mostly just calling. Okay. So we got 100% there. We call in the big blind. Button bets 15. Check raise, I think. I think check raise. Obviously, both call and raise will make money here. But 6-5-4 is a good board for our range. I think we want to just get some money in. There it is. See, bro? In theory, we need to call and raise some. So we should actually call a bit more here than raise. Fold, man. It sucks, but I don't think the backdoor flush draw is enough, right? Continue any ace, any 10, any pair, any gut shot. King highs are better than the queen highs here. Wow. So we are actually, look at this, right? Isn't this crazy? Isn't this crazy? So we have a raise on the button. We call in the big blind. The board is ace, ace, 10, and they bet a quarter of the pot. What are we supposed to do? We are actually supposed to continue with this hand sometimes. Or else we fold too much. See, like I'm pure folding here. That's the thing. I'm folding too much. Like I want to play the king high, queen high, jack high with the backdoor flush draws, but I would just fold this and I would continue with the king x1s. And obviously king queen and king jack and queen jack and even like jack 9. Any pair, any ace, any 10, of course. But it's not enough. We need to continue a bit more here. Ace jack. Now, I have to be honest. I don't implement a limping range here. I just raise or fold. And in theory, you should have a limping range. So I'm not going to be up to snuff on that. I think I'm going to jam here with ace jack offsuit. I'm definitely going to raise ace jack suited, I think. Let's see if I'm right. Ace jack offsuit, pure jam. You can see the offsuit aces are jams for 15 blinds mostly. And then ace jack suited is a half limp, half raise. See, I'm not doing all these limps is the thing. But yeah, we got that right. Okay. Ace king. We call small blinds. Interesting, right? And a king 9-3, or is it a 3-bet pot? It looks like a 3-bet pot. Looks like a 3-bet pot. I mean, nice. Okay. Interesting. Never check on the king 9-3. It doesn't really tell you that this was a 3-bet pot. 8 is a dry board. King 9-3. We bet small, sometimes bet big sometimes. See, I'm missing this, dude. But although these two sizes are a quarter and a half pot, I guess it makes sense. You never want to bet like 3/4 pot, right? Like it doesn't make sense to bet 120 into 180 here. Well, we didn't do very well in the daily quiz, but now you guys have seen the questions, so you can go check it yourself. Anyways, let's do King of the Hill, right? King of the Hill here because I think this one is quite fun. I think we have 25 quizzes done. We need to do 35 quizzes to get on the board. A lot of people have got 100% on this quiz, which means pressure is on. Queen jack offsuit in the hijack. Raise. Nice. Nice, we're raising. Okay, next question. Jack 10 suited on the button. Easy pog. Let's go. Next question. 7-3 suited. So we do get to raise suited hands here some, but I feel like the deeper we get, the less so we're going to want to. I'm going to limp this hand. See, look at this strategy though, right? This is what I was thinking in my head. Like, the deeper you get, the more you're limping, the more you're raising these suited hands. And then when you get down to like 30 blinds and 35 blinds, you're more raising offsuit hands. So it shifts from the upper right of this graph to like the lower left more on the raises, right? But then you see like the worst suited hands aren't actually raising that much. They're mostly limping. So yeah, but this is hard to remember, right? Like these pre-flop strategies, which are fundamentally sound, and of course you can adjust all over the place based on the opponents you're playing against. But it's really hard to remember exactly how they change over different stack depths. You know? If you limp 7-3 and he checks, you keep weak aces in your range. Yeah. Like all of these weak aces are limping, but mostly the suited aces are raising, like more raising than limping. It's interesting. All these broadways, more raising than limping. Queen 4 suited. Raise, I guess, dude. I don't really know. I don't really know here. I'm going to raise. Yeah, okay. It's on the edge. Again, I'm not doing this limping range. I'm just a raise or fold. So I need to take the time to study that, but I haven't done it. Raise. I think just raise. I don't think we want to limp here. Will it let me? How do I click next? Oh, well, it won't let me. I had to choose both there. Okay, well, I was just going to pure raise the tens, but it looks like there's small frequency limps. See, I'm okay with just a pure raise here. You know, like just skipping the limp. That's fine. But this is theory, right? This is math. This is not like, oh, we're going to give you ranges that are perfectly easy to apply. It's like, no, you're studying theory here, you know? Queen 9 offsuit fold. We got 93. Okay. That's pretty good though. That's going to increase our score. Let's just do a normal non-king of the hill quiz. Post-flop in position. Let's see what we got. King jack suited. Okay. We are very deep here. What is the undergun's opening range going to be? So this raise, button cutoff hijack. So it's basically middle position, right? What's the middle position opening range? It's going to be any suited ace, down to king 5 suited, down to queen 7 or queen 8. And this is any pair. Very, very deep here. So that's the difference, right? Like these are pretty much the same. This goes to ace 8. Off. This goes to ace 9, but every pair. See, I feel like this is going to be more likely. I feel like I'd rather open 3s than ace 8 off. Nice. Okay. Got it right. And again, that's this position. Cool. And our question is going to be, how do we play our range against this raise? I think it's definitely okay to mix these pairs. Like, I don't think we have to pure 3-bet jacks this deep. I don't think. So it's going to be one of these two. This looks a little bit better to me, I think. In that I think this stuff is mixed when we're so deep. I don't think it would be this pure. So I'm thinking this is 11% call and then 3-bet 7%. I think this is going to be right. Let's go. 2 for 2, baby. Come on. Okay. Next question. We go heads up. 10-9 deuce. They bet 1/3. I honestly think we can raise and call here some. Like, of course, never folding, but we're so deep with so much good nut potential and like things to come. Life gets really tough for them with a lot of hands they might choose to bet here. Let's see what happens. How much equity do we have on this board? I get confused as to whether this is hand versus range or if this is range versus range. But I think it's hand versus range. It's saying, like, how much equity does King Jack have against their range? And I am going to guess that we are 45%. Maybe 42, but 45. Playability, we have so much, but equity, 48. Ah, bruh. Tough, man, right? Tough questions. Tough questions. They're not easy. You know, like I have it on pro setting, so the questions are quite difficult, but you know, they're tough. I thought maybe 42. I just went for the middle, but like I could have been way wrong. I could have been off by 6% there. Our playability is so much better than our equity, though. You know, it feels like we're ahead in this hand, even though we have less than 50% equity. Often is villain supposed to see bet 1/3 sizing mostly. 10% of the time betting 2/3. So now we've got a total betting percentage, right? It's either a 45%, a 65%, or a 90%. And I think it's going to be 35%. Like not very often, mostly check out of position. Being this deep, I think. And here's a video. All right, here we got a video.
So the reason why villain wants to still bet relatively often is that the biggest part in his range are his broadways, right? And on 10-9, he's going to be having lots of hands that have an easy life finding a second barrel on the turn. So this is a very good rule of thumb whenever you want to construct your c-betting range, that your queen jacks, king queens, king jacks, which you all gonna have the offsuited combos as well, interact with that board. Let's take an ace 5 deuce rainbow board, for example. You're gonna have a much harder time, so we should be checking more often. Whereas on an ace 10-5 board, where your broadways connect much better, you have second pairs and also gut shots drawing to the nuts, it's so much better. But here, 10-9 deuce, we can see that at least 50% of the time, also using some bigger sizings, your overpairs are pretty strong. So don't end up checking too much in these kind of spots.
King, jack, queen, jack, aces, kings, queens, jacks, 10s, 9, 10, 9 suited. There is a decent amount of hands, to be fair. So, I mean, there's a good mistake that we've figured out here, okay? And we keep going. And the next question is, what are the weakest hands we call against the c-bets? Well, quite a lot, right? Ace high with backdoor flush draw. Yes, definitely we're calling that. King 7, King 8 suited with backdoor flush draw. Yes, we're calling that. And then 3s and 4s. We're calling for the small sizing. So I guess technically the worst is King 7, King 8 suited with backdoor flush draw. And I think we get to call these hands. Yeah, nice. Okay. Well, we got one right. Deuce of spades in the turn. They bet 3K into 3,600. So a pretty big bet, 85%. Often is villain supposed to continue barreling on this turn using a 50-50 mix between 1/3 and 75 pot bet. Well, I feel like this deuce is a relative brick, right? And their range is still reasonably strong. So I'm going to say 60% of the time they're going to keep betting here. And then they're just going to give up 40% of the time or check 40% of the time. So let's say 60%. Which definitely means that, like, dude, you've got to find 80% of your range bets on this turn. It's just like, that's tough. It's tough to do. So there you go. Continue. How often are we supposed to call 3-3-7-7 according to GTO? 0%, I think. I think we can fold now. I mean, I guess if they are finding all those bluffs, I think we fold. But I'm a little worried because he just said in the last video, like, think about how easy it is to overfold the turn. So I'm a little worried, but I'm folding. If I get double barreled here, I'm folding 3s. I'm folding 7s, 100. So let's hope I'm right. No! Dude, I should have gone with my intuition. Like, he's setting it up here. Well, this hand isn't going very well, is it? 7 of spades, check. Which hands are our main bluffs according to GTO? Blocking the flush draw isn't ideal, right? Queen jack and king jack only, or all broadways. See, I don't know how to get to this answer because I'm not very good at picturing exactly how many value frequencies we have in our range, right? Which is going to dictate how many bluffs we have here. You need to know how many value combos you have and sort of match it up. So I'm just going to like intuition guess. The thing is, we shouldn't have that many broadways without flush draws against the big barrel. So I'm just going to go broadways, all broadways. And bet call is going to be, what is their calling range supposed to be? Ace 10 is a good check call by villain. Let's see. I don't think so, because I think they should probably bet, right? Like, again, like, I think I'm going to check call in game. If I go bet, big bet, and then river 7, I'm sometimes betting, sometimes checking. I don't really know. I feel like ace 10 is pretty reasonable, though. We just flat pre-flop. I feel like false. I feel like they should probably just bet. Oh, stop it.